Donald Trump suffered a major legal blow this past week when the court system decided that no, Donald, you cannot enforce a non-disclosure agreement against Omarosa Manigault Newman that she had signed in 2016, and then they filed this arbitration against her in 2018 after she published a book titled Unhinged, where, she let a lot of secrets out about how horrible Donald Trump is. So he goes to arbitration over this, because I guess that's the clause in that non-disclosure agreement. And we finally got the result this week, and it was revealed that because this non-disclosure agreement was so vague and just so open-ended that there was no possible way it could be enforced. So Trump loses. Omarosa's no longer bound to that non-disclosure agreement, and this likely means any other individual who signed those non-disclosure agreements to work on a Trump campaign, y'all are probably free. Look, check with a lawyer first before you take my advice on that, definitely, but this decision and the rationale for the decision, it's so vague that it cannot be enforced, that would free up a lot of you to go ahead and just spill the beans if you got them to spill, right? So here's the thing. Trump has always forced people to sign these non-disclosure agreements. It's his way of keeping people quiet. It's his way of maintaining his public image. Nobody knows how the sausage gets made. You just know that the sausage is on the plate, and that sausage happens to be Donald Trump. So he makes everybody sign these non-disclosure agreements. Even when he was in the White House, people had to sign non-disclosure agreements. And so far, whenever these things get brought up in court, Trump loses, because he has his lawyers write them so broadly and vaguely that there's no possible way you could enforce them. But the reason he has them written this way is to silence these individuals on everything. Because in order to get more specific, that could create loopholes where employees say, hey, you know what? You didn't say I couldn't tell them about this. And then they go out there and tell the story. So Trump doesn't want anything leaking about anything that happens behind the scenes with him. And that should tell us everything we need to know about what is actually happening behind the scenes, right? If you're constantly around somebody who says you're not allowed to tell anybody what I say or do, probably not somebody who's saying and doing things that are, good. And that's exactly the purpose of these non-disclosure agreements. And hopefully this does open the floodgates. I would like to see more people come forward. I think Donald Trump needs to be exposed for who he is. And we've had a lot of people, by the way, expose a lot of different pieces of him. But he still has a cult following. He still has power within the Republican Party because they refuse to admit that he doesn't have power. So if this is the best we can do, it's the best we can do. So again, if you've signed a Trump non-disclosure agreement, go check with a lawyer based on this recent ruling and see if you're free of it as well, because trust me, there's plenty of media outlets out there that would love to talk to you. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, share, and most importantly, subscribe to our channel for fresh content 7 days a week.